Good morning and welcome to the weekly roundup for the week ending Friday the 15th of January. We hope that you're enjoying these reports, and please, if you do have any questions, pop them in the comments box below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to receive regular stock market content. And finally, we invite you to click on our reports following banking stocks, tech stocks, IPOs using the link in the description below. This week's been a negative week on the markets. We've got the FTSE looking to end the week around 2% lower. The DAX is also looking to end the week around 1% lower. And the problem we have is rising coronavirus cases, tighter lockdown restrictions, are dampening hopes of a quick economic recovery. Also, the vaccine rollout appears to be pretty slow, so that's not really boosting sentiment much at the moment either. Over in the US, a similar problem. We've got rising COVID cases and concerns over the economic recovery has caused the S&P to finish the week around 0.7% lower, and that's despite Joe Biden announcing a $1.9 trillion additional stimulus plan. So despite this huge stimulus plan that's coming, stocks were still looking pretty negative. Over in China, we've also got coronavirus cases starting to pick up again, and that's really unnerving the markets. As far as the US dollar is concerned, what we have seen there is the impact of the stimulus showing through, or the prospective stimulus showing through. So US Treasury yields actually jumped at the start of the week, and that lifted the dollar off multi-year lows which were struck last week. So that's where we've seen this sort of the reflection of the stimulus coming through. It's picked up against the dollar. Despite the stronger dollar though, the pound has actually had a very strong week as well. That's traded up versus the US dollar. And basically that's on the back of comments by Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey, who basically pushed back on negative interest rates, at least for the time being. So that's offered some support to the pound. As far as oil is concerned, oil had a phenomenal rally last week, jumping over 7%, thanks to the OPEC agreement, the OPEC Plus agreement, and Saudi Arabia cutting their output. This week we've seen oil has continued to extend those gains, up around 1% on the week, although it has just eased back today on the back of concerns over, as I said, rising cases of coronavirus in China. Gold has also had a relatively quiet week. In fact, it's just trading up around 0.2%, around the 1850 level. As far as single stocks are concerned, now the focus has been very much on retailers this week. So we had ASOS, the online retail, they saw a huge jump in sales, which were up around a third. The stock actually fell around 6% across the week, and that's after a 9% rally last week. So there was actually quite a lot of profit taking that we saw here, and the share price is up fivefold since the March lows. So that's online shopping. Now we take a look at ABF Foods, which is of course the owner of Primark, who've actually had to close their doors during lockdown period. So the second lockdown in November, they had to close their doors for, and obviously sales were hit. The revenue year on year declined 13%, and that was down to Primark having its doors closed. The stock has actually increased across the week just marginally. Tesco's again also in focus as they revealed their Christmas numbers. They did well. They're trading up around 2% across the week. Their numbers were in line with other retailers, so really quite encouraging numbers, although they did talk about higher COVID costs as well. Looking at other stocks, Babcock, for example, they've been a big faller this week. They're down over 16% today, and they're down around 60% across last week. And the reason for their fall is they've said today that they might have to write down the value of some of its contracts. They're also really uncertain about the outlook for 2021. Thanks very much for watching. As I said, please do remember to subscribe, and any questions at all, pop them in the comments box below. It'd be lovely to hear from you, and have a good weekend.